Did you know that over 100 legendary martial arts actors have risked their lives performing stunts, yet only a handful are still alive to tell their stories? From Jackie Chan surviving over 50 broken bones to Jet Li battling a serious illness, here are 20 martial arts actors who are still alive and with us. 1. Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan built a career on risk, blending comedy with martial arts in ways no one had ever seen before. He came from humble beginnings, working as a stuntman before carving out his own style, a mix of acrobatics, timing, and daring moves that most wouldn't even attempt. His films, like Drunken Master and Police Story, are filled with breathtaking sequences where he refused to rely on doubles, pushing his body to its absolute limits. Over the years, he has suffered countless injuries, including broken bones, head injuries, and near-fatal accidents. But instead of slowing down, he kept pushing, creating new action-packed films that thrilled audiences worldwide. Jackie's ability to mix humor with dangerous stunts made him unique, but it also took a toll on his body. He endured injuries that would have ended most careers, yet he kept coming back, each time with a new spectacle to amaze the world. His dedication to martial arts and filmmaking has made him one of the most recognizable actors on the planet. But now, as age creeps in, questions arise. Can he still perform those dangerous stunts? Will Hollywood continue to give him the spotlight, or is he slowly fading into the background? Some say his best days are behind him, while others believe he still has one last great film left. The world watches, wondering if Jackie Chan's final act will be as unforgettable as the ones before it. 2. Jet Li. Jet Li's name is known all over the world, not just because he is a martial artist, but because he mastered his craft with discipline, skill, and endless dedication. From the time he was a young boy, he trained in wushu, a demanding and highly technical form of Chinese martial arts. His talent quickly set him apart, leading him to win national championships before he was even old enough to realize the impact of his abilities. But winning medals was just the beginning. When he stepped into the world of film, he didn't just bring action to the screen, he brought emotion, storytelling, and a level of skill that few could match. He wasn't just fighting opponents in his movies, he was painting a picture with every strike, every movement, every perfectly executed technique. His roles in Once Upon a Time in China and Hero didn't just make him famous, they cemented him as one of the greatest martial arts actors of all time. His movements weren't just about speed or power, they were about precision, grace, and a deep understanding of his art. Every battle scene he performed was choreographed like a dance, with each motion carrying weight and meaning. Audiences didn't just watch him fight, they felt the emotion behind every move. It was this ability to blend martial arts with raw emotion that set him apart from the rest. No matter how many action stars have come and gone, there has never been anyone quite like Jet Li. But behind all the fame and recognition, his life has not been without struggles. The world saw the strength of his body, but few realized the toll it was taking on him. Over the years, his intense training and non-stop action sequences began to wear on his health. He suffered injuries from years of pushing his body to the limit, and the effects of his training became more visible as he aged. But the biggest challenge of his life came in the form of a serious medical condition that no amount of training could fight. Jet Li's battle with hyperthyroidism became public when fans started noticing drastic changes in his appearance. His weight fluctuated, his energy levels dropped, and the once fluid movements that defined his career began to slow. The warrior who had once been a symbol of strength and speed now looked fragile, and it shocked the world. When photos surfaced of him looking weak and older than his years, fans were heartbroken. 3. Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen set a new standard for martial arts choreography, constantly evolving his skills and technique. Unlike many of his peers, he trained in multiple styles, including Taekwondo, Wushu, Judo, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, making his fight scenes some of the most dynamic in modern action films. He didn't just act in martial arts films, he revolutionized them. His role as IP Man became legendary, portraying Bruce Lee's mentor with a level of skill and grace that few could match. Every fight scene he performed felt real, raw, and intense, drawing audiences into the moment as if they were standing in the ring with him. But despite his incredible talent, Donnie Yen has faced his own battles in Hollywood. Hollywood often failed to recognize his full potential, placing him in supporting roles instead of letting him take center stage. While his performances in Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, and John Wick 4 were praised, many felt he was still not given the recognition he truly deserved. Even with this, he never let the industry's limitations hold him back. Instead, he continued to push himself, proving that martial arts cinema was far from outdated. But as he gets older, people wonder how much longer he can keep up with the demanding physical performances that made him a legend. Will Donnie Yen finally get the leading Hollywood role he deserves, or will he always be seen as just a supporting player? His story is not over yet, and fans are waiting to see what he does next. 4. Tony Jaa. Tony Jaa burst onto the scene with Ong Bak, performing brutal and mesmerizing Muay Thai moves without any stunt doubles. He didn't need wires, special effects, or CGI. His fights were raw, real, and filled with bone-crunching intensity. His dedication to authenticity brought a new level of realism to martial arts films, proving that action sequences didn't need tricks to impress. Every punch, kick, and elbow strike he delivered felt real because they were real. He risked serious injury every time he stepped in front of the camera, all for the sake of bringing true martial arts action to the big screen. But while he amazed audiences with his skill, his career has been a roller coaster. At the height of his fame, he suddenly stepped away from the industry, disappearing from the spotlight. Some say he felt pressured by the demands of the film industry, while others believe he simply needed time to rediscover himself. His return to action films was met with excitement, but some fans felt that his newer films lacked the same raw energy that made him famous. While he remains a respected martial artist, people wonder if he will ever reclaim the dominance he once had in the martial arts film world. Will Tony Jaa rise again as one of the greatest martial arts actors, or has his time in the spotlight already passed? His next move could determine whether he remains a legend or fades into history. 5. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Jean-Claude Van Damme, often called the Muscles from Brussels, built his name in the action film world through sheer skill and determination. His background in karate and kickboxing gave him an edge, but it was his ability to mix athleticism with on-screen charisma that made him stand out. His films like Bloodsport and Kickboxer showed off his high-flying kicks and impressive flexibility, making him a fan favorite. But his journey wasn't smooth. Hollywood can be a brutal place, and for all his talent, Van Damme struggled with fame. He reached the top in the late 1980s and early 1990s, starring in hit after hit, but his personal battles soon took a toll. Substances, poor decisions, and bad business moves led to a downfall that was hard to ignore. At one point, Van Damme was making low-budget films that barely got noticed. Many thought his career was over, but like a true fighter, he refused to give up. He made a surprising return with roles in films like JCVD, where he proved he wasn't just a martial artist, he could act too. Even though he isn't headlining major blockbusters anymore, he still trains and stays in shape, showing that age hasn't taken away his discipline. Fans still admire him, and while Hollywood has mostly moved on, Van Damme remains a legend in the martial arts film world. 6. Michael Jai White. Michael Jai White is not just an actor, but a serious martial artist, with black belts in several disciplines, including Shotokan Karate and Taekwondo. He proved early on that he wasn't just another action star by delivering intense, well-choreographed fight scenes in movies like Spawn and Black Dynamite. Unlike many in Hollywood who only act like fighters, White lives and breathes martial arts, ensuring that his fight scenes look as real as possible. His speed, precision, and power are undeniable. But despite his talent, Hollywood has never truly embraced him as a top-tier action star. Why hasn't White gotten the recognition he deserves? It's a question that many martial arts fans ask. He has the skills, the look, and the presence, yet he is often left out of major action franchises. Some say it's because he refuses to compromise. He won't fake fight scenes or pretend to know martial arts like some other actors. Others think Hollywood simply overlooks true martial artists in favor of bankable stars who can barely throw a punch. Either way, White continues to impress in smaller projects, showing that he belongs among the greats. He has trained for years, pushing himself to master different styles, and it shows in every role he plays. Even if Hollywood won't give him a chance, martial arts fans know his worth. He directs, produces, and keeps working, making sure his presence in action films never fades. He has nothing to prove, yet he keeps proving himself with every performance. 7. Scott Adkins. Scott Adkins might not have the mainstream fame of some big Hollywood names, but his martial arts skills put him ahead of many so-called action stars. His background in Taekwondo and kickboxing, combined with his commitment to high-energy fight choreography, has made him a standout in films like the Undisputed series. His speed, precision, and ability to pull off complex moves set him apart in a genre that often relies on quick camera cuts to hide an actor's lack of ability. But despite his skills, Adkins remains stuck in the world of direct-to-video action films. Why hasn't he broken into Hollywood's A-list? Some believe it's because action films have changed. The days of martial arts superstars leading big-budget movies seem to be fading, replaced by CGI-heavy action that doesn't require real fighters. Others say that Adkins simply never got the right role to showcase his full potential. Whatever the reason, it's clear that his talent isn't the problem. He trains harder than most, perfects his craft, and delivers action sequences that put big-budget blockbusters to shame. But is that enough? Adkins continues to fight for his place, taking on roles that challenge him physically and creatively. His fan base is loyal, and his films are well received by those who appreciate real martial arts. In cinema, he has the skill, the drive, and the experience. But will Hollywood ever truly recognize his worth? Or will he remain a legend only to those who understand what true martial arts cinema should look like? 8. Iko Uwais. Iko Uwais took the martial arts film world by storm with the Raid series, introducing audiences to the brutal beauty of pencak silat. His Indonesian roots and deep training in silat gave his action scenes a level of authenticity rarely seen in Hollywood productions. Unlike many choreographed fights that feel staged, Uwais's combat sequences have a raw, aggressive energy that sets them apart. His work has helped put Indonesian action cinema on the map, though some critics argue he hasn't yet broken out beyond niche martial arts films. Uwais's talent is undeniable, but Hollywood has struggled to use him properly. While he has appeared in Western films like Mile 22 Inches and Snake Eyes, these roles rarely showcase what makes him special. Instead of letting him bring his full skill set to the screen, he is often given watered-down fight scenes that fail to capture the magic of the Raid. Fans of real martial arts cinema know what he is capable of, but mainstream audiences haven't fully experienced it yet. Will Hollywood finally wake up and give him a role worthy of his abilities? Despite the setbacks, Uwais continues to push forward. He remains active in the film industry, working on projects that let him display his full range of abilities. His influence on action cinema is already significant, but his best days may still be ahead. 9. Mark Dacascos. Mark Dacascos is still here, still active, and still proving he has what it takes. Many actors disappear after a few good action films, but not him. He built his career with films like Only the Strong and John Wick, Chapter 3, Parabellum. And he isn't slowing down. Unlike those who stick to one style, he mastered several, including Kung Fu and Capoeira. That's not something many action stars can say. His flexibility in martial arts translates into his acting, making his fight scenes look more real. Some actors rely on camera tricks, but Dacascos actually knows what he's doing. Every movement is sharp, every kick and punch backed by years of training. How many Hollywood stars can match that level of skill? The answer is, not many. While some get by on fame alone, he stays in shape, refines his techniques, and adapts to new challenges. His dedication has kept him relevant in a competitive industry where even big names fade away. He doesn't just act like a fighter, he is one. His presence in action films isn't just for show, it's a testament to real martial arts ability. But will he continue this momentum, or will the industry eventually push him aside? One thing is certain, Dacascos isn't the type to walk away quietly. He's a fighter on and off the screen, and he won't go down without a battle. What's next for him? If history proves anything, he's not finished yet. 10. Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes isn't just an actor, he's a force. His background in Shotokan karate and Hapkido gives him an edge most actors wish they had. When he took on the role of Blade, he wasn't just playing a tough fighter, he became one. Every move in those films felt real because Snipes had the skills to back it up. He didn't rely on stunt doubles for everything. He trained hard, performed his own fights, and made every scene intense. That's the kind of commitment that separates real action stars from the ones who only pretend. But it hasn't always been smooth for him. Legal trouble nearly took everything away, and for a while, Hollywood didn't want him back. Most actors wouldn't recover from something like that. But Snipes isn't most actors. He fought his way back, proving he still had the talent, the drive, and the skills that made him a star. Now he's back in films, showing that time hasn't slowed him down. He's not just another action star who fades away after a few big roles. His martial arts background keeps him sharp, and his experience makes him a legend in the action world. While many actors have come and gone, Snipes remains standing. He knows what it takes to stay relevant, and he's willing to do the work. Will he reach the same level of success he once had? That remains to be seen. But one thing is clear, he isn't done yet. The real question is, how much longer can he keep proving himself before Hollywood finally recognizes what they almost lost? 11. Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal is one of the most talked about martial arts actors, and not always for the right reasons. His fighting style is different from the flashy kicks and punches most action stars use. Instead, his Aikido techniques rely on wrist locks, throws, and using an opponent's force against them. It's a style not often seen in Hollywood, and that made him stand out. His early films, Above the Law and Under Siege, turned him into an action icon. But while his skill is real, his reputation has always been complicated. Some admire his abilities, while others question his claims. He often presents himself as larger than life, claiming impressive backgrounds in law enforcement and secret operations. Some believe him, while others call it an act. Either way, Seagal knows how to keep people talking. There's no denying that his fighting style is effective. Unlike choreographed movie fights, Aikido is all about control and precision. Seagal's technique makes him look untouchable in his films, with enemies falling before they can land a punch. But as time passed, people started questioning if he was still the same fighter. His movements slowed, his films became less impressive, and his real-life controversies overshadowed his career. Can a martial arts legend maintain their status if their abilities fade? Seagal seems determined to prove that he still has what it takes. Some doubt him, but others still see him as an action icon. He may not be at the top of his game anymore, but he refuses to step away. 12. Cynthia Rothrock. Cynthia Rothrock didn't just enter the world of martial arts films, she shattered expectations. In a time when female action stars were rare, she proved that women could fight just as hard as men. She holds black belts in multiple martial arts, including Tang Soo Do and Taekwondo. That's not just for show, it's real skill, earned through years of training. When she starred in China O'Brien and other action films, she didn't just act the part, she lived it. Hollywood often sidelines female fighters, but Rothrock refused to be ignored. She had to fight for roles, prove herself again and again, and never back down. Her action scenes weren't just impressive for a woman, they were impressive, period. But does she get the recognition she deserves? Not always. While other action stars are celebrated, Rothrock is sometimes overlooked. But real fans of martial arts cinema know how important she is. She paved the way for today's female action heroes. Without her, the industry might still be doubting that women can lead action films. Even now, she continues to train, teach, and remind everyone that she hasn't lost a step. Some actors fade into the background, but Rothrock refuses to let that happen. She's still active, still sharp, and still proving that skill doesn't fade with time. How many actors can say the same? The action world may not always give her the credit she's due, but those who know martial arts understand. Cynthia Rothrock is a legend, and she's not finished yet. 13. Sammo Hung. Sammo Hung is a name that should never be overlooked when discussing martial arts legends. While many associate the genre with more mainstream figures, Hung's contribution to action cinema is just as significant, if not more so. His impact goes beyond just throwing punches and kicks. He shaped the way martial arts movies are choreographed and directed. Films like Pedicab Driver and Eastern Condors showcased his skill in blending humor with high-energy combat. Despite his influence, he doesn't always get the same global recognition as his contemporaries, which is an unfortunate oversight. Hung's ability to move quickly and powerfully despite his size is something that surprises many people. His speed, precision, and strength make him a force to be reckoned with in every film he stars in. Unlike many action stars who rely on body doubles, Hung performed many of his own stunts, proving that true martial artists don't just act, they fight. His training started at a young age, and his experience in traditional Chinese opera gave him a deep understanding of movement and rhythm, which translated beautifully into fight choreography. Every punch he throws, every kick he lands, has a purpose. Yet, even with his undeniable skills, many still fail to mention his name among the greats. He shaped the way martial arts movies look and feel today. Without his influence, the genre might not have reached the heights it has. His ability to mix humor with intense fight scenes changed the way audiences viewed action films. 14. Michelle Yeoh. Michelle Yeoh's name belongs at the top when it comes to martial arts actors who have redefined the industry. Her ability to merge elegance with deadly precision is something few can match. From Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon to Yes, Madam, Yeoh has proven time and time again that she isn't just another action star, she's a trailblazer. Unlike many, she performs her own stunts, adding authenticity that many big-budget productions often lack. The martial arts world would look very different today without her contributions, yet her impact is often understated compared to her male counterparts. Yeoh's background in ballet gave her an unmatched sense of balance, flexibility, and grace. When she transitioned to martial arts, she brought something new to the table: fluidity and style. Her fight scenes are not just about power, but also about storytelling. Every move is carefully placed. Every motion carries weight. She moves like a dancer, but hits like a warrior. This combination made her stand out in a male-dominated genre. But why is it that even with all this, she sometimes doesn't get the credit she truly deserves? Many male martial arts stars get praised endlessly for their skills, yet Yeoh had to fight twice as hard to be taken seriously. She didn't just prove herself, she changed the game. She showed the world that women can be just as powerful, just as skilled, and just as fearless. And she did it all while breaking bones, taking real hits, and performing stunts that would terrify most actors. 15. Gordon Liu. Gordon Liu didn't just act in martial arts films, he lived them. His discipline and training in Hung Gar Kung Fu brought a level of realism that set him apart from many of his peers. The 36th Chamber of Shaolin is widely regarded as one of the greatest kung fu films ever made, but Liu's work extended far beyond that. His performances carried an air of credibility, making it difficult to believe he was merely playing a role rather than embodying the spirit of kung fu itself. Despite his undeniable legacy, his contributions sometimes fade into the background when compared to more commercially recognized martial arts actors. Liu's journey into martial arts wasn't just about learning how to fight. It was about discipline, patience, and dedication. He spent years perfecting his craft, ensuring that every strike, block, and movement looked authentic. He wasn't just pretending to be a Shaolin monk on screen. He carried the principles and philosophy of Kung Fu in everything he did. His dedication to authenticity is what made his performances so powerful. Every fight scene felt real. Every movement was purposeful. His influence shaped how Kung Fu was portrayed in cinema, making it more than just flashy kicks and exaggerated stunts. Even though many actors today still borrow from his techniques, his name isn't mentioned as often as it should be. He helped set the standard for martial arts films, yet many only recognize his work from later roles like Kill Bill. But his impact runs so much deeper. How can someone who changed the face of Kung Fu cinema not be a household name? 16. Hiroyuki Sanada. Hiroyuki Sanada is one of the rare martial artists who seamlessly blends traditional combat skills with compelling drama. His background in Shorinji Kempo and Kyokushin Karate makes him more than just an actor performing choreographed fight scenes. He's a true practitioner of the art. While many know him from The Last Samurai and John Wick, Chapter 4, his influence extends much further, bridging Eastern and Western action cinema. His fight scenes stand out because they feel real, not just flashy entertainment. Still, he doesn't always get the credit he deserves for his role in bringing martial arts cinema to a global audience. Sanada's career is one of discipline and relentless effort. Unlike many martial arts stars who focus solely on action, Sanada built his reputation through both combat and deep emotional performances. His ability to balance strength with vulnerability makes his roles more than just fight sequences. They tell stories. Every time he appears on screen, he commands attention, not just because of his skills, but because of the intensity he brings to every scene. His movements are sharp, calculated, and refined, showing the true discipline of a martial artist. But why isn't his name spoken in the same breath as other major action stars? For years, he has been the backbone of many films, delivering performances that resonate with audiences worldwide. Yet he still isn't as widely recognized as he should be. His ability to blend Eastern philosophy with Hollywood action should have placed him at the very top. Is it time for people to finally give him the credit he has always deserved? 17. Yuen Biao. Yuen Biao's story is one of incredible skill and overlooked talent. He trained in the same brutal opera school as Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung, pushing his body to the limit every single day. He could leap, spin, and fight like no other, blending speed and agility into an art form. But despite his breathtaking talent, he never received the same spotlight as his more famous peers. He starred in movies like Knockabout and The Prodigal Son, proving himself as an action star. Yet his name rarely comes up in discussions about martial arts legends. Why did the world fail to recognize his brilliance? His stunts were jaw-dropping, and he took risks that few would dare attempt. Unlike many actors who relied on wires and padding, he put his life on the line in every performance. He could scale walls, flip through the air, and execute flawless kicks in ways that seemed almost superhuman. And yet, Hollywood never embraced him the way it did Jackie Chan. His name should be legendary, but instead, it lingers in the background. 18. Sima. Sima's career is proof that martial arts talent doesn't always mean high-flying kicks and action-packed fight scenes. Unlike many martial arts actors, he took a different path, weaving his skills into performances that carried depth and meaning. He wasn't just another action hero, he was an actor who brought martial arts into storytelling in ways that many overlooked. But did Hollywood ever really give him the credit he deserved? His roles in Rush Hour and Mulan gave him a place in martial arts cinema, but he was rarely the center of attention. While others took on lead roles, he was often placed in supporting positions, playing wise mentors or side characters. The industry saw his talent, but it never fully let him shine. Could he have been a major action star if given the right roles? He showed that martial arts isn't just about flashy moves, it's about discipline, strength, and philosophy. But time and time again, he was passed over for leading roles. 19. Keith Cook Hirabayashi. Keith Cook Hirabayashi is one of the most skilled martial artists to ever step in front of a camera. But somehow, he remains a name that few outside the martial arts world recognize. His speed, power, and technique made him a standout in films like Mortal Kombat, Annihilation, and The King of the Kickboxers, but despite his undeniable talent, he never became a household name. How does someone with so much ability still fly under the radar? Trained in wushu and karate, Cook possessed a level of skill that made him one of the most versatile martial arts actors of his time. He could execute lightning-fast kicks with precision, blending multiple disciplines into something extraordinary. His fight scenes were electric, filled with raw intensity. But Hollywood never fully capitalized on his abilities. Why was he never given the spotlight he deserved? Perhaps it was timing, or maybe the industry simply didn't know what to do with him. Action stars often follow a formula, and Cook didn't fit into the usual mold. He wasn't just a fighter, he was an artist, bringing grace and power to the screen in ways few could match. But without the right opportunities, even the most talented performers can be overlooked. Was he simply too good to be confined to one genre? 20. Richard Norton. Richard Norton is the kind of martial artist who never stops pushing boundaries. With a career that spans decades, he has fought alongside legends like Jackie Chan and Cynthia Rothrock, proving time and time again that he belongs among the greats. But despite his incredible contributions, he never quite reached the same level of fame as the stars he worked with. Why is his name not mentioned more often in martial arts history? Training in karate and Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Norton developed a fighting style that combined precision with raw power. He wasn't just another action star, he was a technician, blending traditional techniques with modern choreography in ways that made every fight scene memorable. He was a force to be reckoned with, yet Hollywood never fully recognized his brilliance. Why did he remain in the background while others took the spotlight? His work as a fight choreographer only adds to his legacy. Many of the most exciting fight scenes in martial arts cinema have his fingerprints on them, yet few realize just how much he has shaped the industry. He didn't just act, he designed the very fights that made these films legendary, and yet his name remains far less known than it should be.